Hello guys, how you guys doing? I hope everyone is doing well. My name is Awa Dukore, and this video is for my experiment and demonstration on my final project for chemistry on baking soda and vinegar chemical reaction. So I'll be introducing you to myself right now as I am, so you can see who I am, because when I start doing this experiment standing up fully, you guys will not see me, you guys won't see my face, so I'm just showing you right now so you'll know who's talking behind the camera. But before we start this experiment, I would just give you a little background on this experiment and the whole concept behind the reaction and what's going on, so you guys will have a feel of what will be happening while you guys watching this demonstration. So let's get right into it. So I just have my notes on my laptop right beside me, so I'll just be like gazing over there a little bit, but I'll be back and forth. So let me just give you the information. So the purpose of this experiment is to demonstrate a chemical reaction that will happen between an acidic and a basic chemical, and what will happen when these two chemicals come in contact. So in this case, these two chemicals form the chemical reaction that produced a new substance, which is carbon dioxide and gas. Carbon dioxide, gas, and water. Excuse me. So when baking soda and vinegar comes in contact, the hydrogen ion in the vinegar reacts with the sodium and bicarbonate ion in the baking soda. This results for the carbonic acid to form and break down into carbon dioxide gas and water. These are the new substances that will be formed. So these two chemicals react to each other because they exchange atoms. So when the two chemicals come together, they form an atom and they exchange their atoms among each other. In this reaction, baking soda acts as a base, which is the sodium bicarbonate, and derives the protons from vinegar, which is the acidic. So this results to the carbon dioxide gas to be released. When the baking soda collects proton, it modifies it into CO2 and water. So basically, when these two chemicals come together, the vinegar, which is the acid, and the baking soda, they form a new substance, which is carbon dioxide, and that is released due to the reaction. And another information that I would like to add on is the pH of these two substances. So basically, when a basic and acidic chemical come together, they forms a reaction. So most of you guys, we might know that the pH of baking soda is around 8.3, which is very basic, and this means that baking soda is, when it's mixed with water, it forms alkaline solution. And we also know that vinegar is very acidic, so vinegar pH is around 2.4, I believe, which is very, very acidic. So this does not, when it's mixed with water, does not form, it does not form an alkaline because it's an acid. Okay, so this is the information that I'll give for now. And also, before we actually get hands-on to the experiment, I'll just go on some safety things that we have to go through, and also some materials and equipment that we'll be using. So everything on my table is what I'll be using, and these are the materials that I'll be using as well. So the materials and equipment that we have is, of course, one of the main material is baking soda. We need it to our experiment. And we also have vinegar. And here in these two glass cups, whatever you want to call it, I have the measured amount that I'll be using: 1 cup of vinegar and a 1/3 cup of baking soda in these two glasses. I already measured it with my measuring tools. So also we need our balloons right here. So I have two, just in case if I need to do the experiments more than once. We'll need a water bottle. This is where everything will happen in here. Our measuring cups and the spoons. We need some gloves. So due to some health reasonings, I have a really bad accident on my arm, on my hand, and I have a very bad cut. So I'm not supposed to put anything on my hands because it causes irritation. So this hands will be free from gloves, but I do recommend that everyone use gloves if you can. I recommend it. So that'll be my reasoning, so I'll be very careful. And this experiment is not dangerous or anything. This is an everyday thing, the tools that we have in our household, so it will be fine. Some paper towels. We have some paper towels right here, just in case of any mess or anything. Also, it's laid down on my table, just to cover everything, and some cleaning spray just afterward, which we have that right here. So let's get into the safety part of this project experiment. Is we have to have some gloves, some eye protection. Well, I currently don't have any eye protection because I try to go outside to find some, but everywhere is closed. But if you do have your eye protection, go for it. I was planning to use my chemistry lab eye protection, but I realized I left everything in Potsdam, so I gotta work with whatever I have. But again, this is not like a very dangerous experiment or anything, and also I'll keep my distance just in case, just to be safe and everything. But if you do have eye protection, I recommend that you use your eye protection. Comfortable clothing, not something that's hanging or anything, no any jewelry. If your hair is pretty long or whatever, just tie it up and just keep it away from all this experiment. Closed toe shoes. You can't see my legs, but I'm wearing closed toe shoes or whatnot. And an exit door, which is right behind me, and a window and a fire extinguisher just on the corner, just in case if I don't need that, which will be very unnecessary for this experiment. But yeah, just let's be clear of that. And I guess we'll get right into the video. So let me just go to my procedure and method area. So the first thing that we have to do is that we have to have all our materials and equipment ready in the table, which everything is here and ready to go. And we're going to begin by using a funnel to add 1/3 cup of the baking soda inside a balloon. So I do not have a funnel currently, so I made my own funnel and I really attached it to my balloon. So what we have to do is that we have to add the 1/3 cup of the baking soda into the balloon using a funnel, and being very careful so we don't spill any of our measured baking soda. So let's get right into it. I'm trying to be very steady. This takes some skill. Ooh, see, we poured some, but that's okay. I'll just pour it in actually here. I'll add a little extra. So you see I've poured a few drops, but I'll just replace it with more. This measurement doesn't have to be exact. That's the good part about it. But I'll just add a little bit more baking soda just for okay. So the ones that I drop, I'll just add that back in the cup. So I can just place it in here. Okay. 1/3 cup of the baking soda is in right here, so that's good. So we'll just move this to the side. The next thing that we have to do is then you will fill your plastic bottle with approximately 1 cup of the vinegar. So we have a 1 cup of the vinegar and our plastic bottle that we'll be using for the experiments, and I'll just add a cup of the vinegar right into it. Okay, steady. Okay, that's that. Put that on the side. And finally, you attach the balloon to the mouth of the plastic bottle. So we'll attach this to the mouth of the plastic bottle, pinching towards. So I just realized that you do not have to pinch because the balloon will be hanging, but just if you feel like you do, you might, but I don't think you'll do. So we'll just attach the funnel of the mouth of the balloon to the mouth of the water bottle, just like this. Alright, just make sure this will be very secure. Okay. Wow, this wasn't so bad. Okay, so when the balloon is fully attached to the mouth of the bottle, release the pinch, which we don't have to because we didn't have to pinch it, and let the baking soda fall into the balloon and cause the reaction between the acid and the base. And we have to observe what happens. So this is the exciting part. I'm excited to see this as well. I've done this before, but like I'm more excited to see what exactly will happen. So let's get right into it. All right. Okay. This is the reaction that's happening. As you can see, the balloon is all filled up right now. Okay, there we go. This is like what's happening. Okay, so just a little bit explanation. So when the baking soda comes in contact with the vinegar, the acid, it forms a reaction, and from all the hissing and all the foaming, we can tell that a gas is being released. And from my knowledge of chemistry, that gas is carbon dioxide, and that gas is being filled into the balloon, as you can see, and it blows up the balloon. So CO2 has been released, and the liquid, this H2O, is right in the bottle. So yes, this is the experiment, and again, the purpose was to show the reaction between the acid and the base chemicals and what happens when they form a new substance, the CO2. So that's what they form. They change the atoms and whatnot, and that results into carbon dioxide being released and jumping right into the balloon and causing a reaction. So this is the end of my experiment. I hope this was helpful. This was pretty fun to me. I enjoy doing this. I've done this before, but I think it was like middle school, so this was very interesting to do again because I actually forgot how this feels. This was really fun to do. And yeah, I hope the viewers, you'll like this experiment. I hope that you'll learn something from this experiment. I surely did recover and learn something new. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. Enjoy and stay safe. Thank you for watching. Bye.